cafecito. Here we are again, Diana Herrera, and at the camera, Ivan. Thank you, Miss Ivan Peña, for bringing me into this. Oh, there's her thumbs to you. I was wondering, so what is she doing now? Today we are interviewing Mr. Robert Perez. Robert, give me your full name, Robert, please.
Robert Lee Perez.
And you have a nickname, according to my husband. Tell us your nickname.
El Crow.
El Crow.
Del Barrio.
El Crow del Barrio. Tell me why.
Because I'm very fair skinned.
Okay, Mr. Robert, that's it. You lost my entire interview already. Tell us where you're from, please.
I'm originally from San Antonio.
Okay. And did you go anywhere beyond San Antonio?
I left for the military. I went to Denver. I went to Las Vegas. I went to Hawaii and Laredo.
Okay. Now I see you're wearing your Edgewood, because I do know that you're an Edgewood veteran, that you're with the Veterans Group.
Yes, I am.
Tell me about your school days, the schools that you attended.
I attended first Pauline Nelson Elementary on the west side.
Yeah.
And then I attended St. John Birchmouth Catholic School. Then I went to LaSalle High School for 2 years. And then I transferred to Edgewood High School my last 2 years.
So you're a graduate of Edgewood High?
Yes, I am.
And out of Edgewood High, you joined the military or you found a job? What did you do?
No, I volunteered. I didn't get drafted.
Oh, okay.
I volunteered for the Air Force in 1964, and I served 4 years till I got honorably discharged.
Okay. And what was your, because I don't know the terms, but what was your job in the Air Force?
My primary job in the Air Force, we have a primary, was supply.
Okay.
My secondary was athletics. When I wasn't working in supply, I would run track, play baseball, box, did a little swimming. So that was special services. So when the season would come out, I would get pulled off my job, my regular job. I'd get assigned to the base gym, and I'd play whatever sport I was assigned.
And you played for the Air Force, an Air Force team.
Yes.
I'll be darned. Pretty neat. That was nice. So you would compete against other teams, other bases.
From the Air Force.
But other bases.
Other commands.
Wow, that's neat. I mean I know about that, but I had never met it. Tell me something about your year or your 2 years at Edgewood High School. What were you doing at that point at Edgewood?
Well, when I was at Edgewood, I joined the NDCC, which was the National Defense Cadet Corps.
Okay.
And I was on the drill team. I was an officer, a second lieutenant, and I joined a couple of clubs of thespians, and then I began my amateur career, boxing career, while I was a junior.
So you boxed the amateur circuit or whatever? Really?
I boxed in
the Golden Gloves. Golden Gloves. I'll be darned. Okay, and I see something here. So being that we're talking about Golden Gloves, is this the one that pertains to the Golden Gloves one?
This is when I won the...
No, I'm going to set it down so Ivan can zoom in.
This is when I won the Featherweight Championship in 1963.
Wow. And featherweight, you weighed
I was
what?
125.
125.
Soaking wet.
Wow. Did you get it? Okay. Okay, Ivan, we have another one here. Oh my goodness, here I see. Do I see the Red Raider?
Yes, sir.
Ah! Okay, tell us about this one.
This was taken at Edgewood gym, where Coach Luna would, before I was going to fight, Coach Luna would give me sparring partners. So I had an abundance of sparring partners. And during PE, when they had PE, I would come in there and he would furnish me with enough sparring partners to prepare me for my next fight.
Oh my goodness! Did you ever go to the little old blind lady that would sew out all the guys would never hurt? I'm asking a very peculiar question because I know that all the coaches at Edgewood, there was a blind lady right down 34th Street. And when one of the guys would hurt an ankle or a knee, whatever the case
Well,
would be,
Cuarentena.
and
No, I never went there.
you never went. I remember. Wow, this is beautiful. This is beautiful because I would have never noticed the Red Raider in the back. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, what else do you have for us that pertains to right now that we're talking about?
Okay, this picture here is when I won the Air Force Worldwide Championship in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Worldwide, Robert.
This is a tournament where every command in the Air Force would send their command champions to a worldwide tournament to determine who was the Air Force, all Air Force boxing team that would compete in the state level tournaments and the nationals.
And then the national.
And we would compete against the Army, Navy, and Marines. They did the same thing. They had their all service boxing tournament team, and we would compete against them. And we went to fight at Camp Lejeune. I got to the second round and lost. So that was it.
Yeah, but you were there and you did move up. You did move up. This is so neat. Yeah. Worldwide Featherweight Champion, Airman Perez, brought the title home last week. This is wonderful. Wow. Now, is this something totally different?
No, that's just.
Okay, well, wait.
That's the routine.
No, yeah, sure it does. Yes, it does. Okay, besides boxing, you said you were a runner, you said you went into swimming, you said you did what else?
Play baseball.
Baseball. Okay, now show us this one. Tell me about this one.
Well, when I was at Edgewood, I didn't have a ride to stay after to practice with the school team, but I got to play in a lot of amateur teams, Hot Wells and Span Am, and I used to pitch and play outfield.
And your outfield was left, right base, what?
I played center and left.
Center and left. Good.
And I pitched.
And you pitched. Where were you here? I mean, San Antonio?
Yeah, that was the Hot Wells League on the east side of town. That was Sunday ball. We played Sunday ball.
Yeah. City or just
no
team?
Just
yeah, because you weren't playing for the school at this point.
No.
Yeah. Wow, very, very interesting. Now, what do you have here that you're bringing us?
Okay, this is Dr. Mario Longoria.
Okay.
Wrote this biography.
Okay, I'm going to hold on a moment. Dr. Mario Longoria, we have interviewed him here. He has spent his entire, I'm going to say many decades, putting together the stories of our Vietnam vets. So he has put together Dr. Longoria is a district vet. He attended our district schools, and he has spent, I'm going to say decades, I don't know how long, but gathering Edgewood veteran stories. And Robert, what do you have here with us?
He wrote a biography of me from the time I started fighting and my career at Edgewood and the OTC and my marriage to my wife Gloria for 57 years, and my children all attended St. Mary's. They were all athletes, and he wrote lots of stuff about things I've done in the past, and submitted it to the Edgewood to see if I can get inducted into the Edgewood Hall of Fame. And at that year, they said they were only inducting educators, so they turned it down.
Well, you're talking to two people who know. That's why Ivan and I turn and look at each other. Oh, we're aware of many things. Well, very sorry to hear that, but I'm so glad that we're interviewing you here, and this will be on the internet forever and ever, Robert.
Wow.
Yes, it is forever. Now, what I want from you is to give our viewers an idea. Where did your parents live when you were there at Edgewood High?
We lived in a brand new subdivision that was built for veterans. It was called Brentwood Village.
Oh, yeah.
It was on Couples Road and Thompson, all the way to Rose Lawn.
Correct. Oh,
and
yeah.
that subdivision was built 4 veterans, and all our fathers were veterans. My dad was killed in Korea when I was 9, and that's how we got to buy that house. He also was a local professional fighter called Kid Chocolate. That was his ring name. And it was because of him that I started fighting. He's the one that started me when I was 9. And I fought my first fight at 13, and I won. And then from there, I just progressed further and further, and went to better trainers and better gyms. And eventually, I ended up making the Air Force boxing team, which to me was a highlight.
Of course. What a beautiful story. Thank you so much for sharing this. Siblings, Robert. Tell me how many brothers, sisters. ¿Cuántos eran ustedes?
We were 5. We were 5. I had 2 older brothers, 2 older sisters, and I was what my mom used to call the baby.
Ay, chiflado.
I didn't like that. She called me baby. I didn't like it.
That's okay.
But we were 5.
But you were always mama's baby, and that's what you were.
Yes.
I tell my son, I don't care if you're 6 feet tall, you are my baby, and you'll always be my baby. I don't care. And that's just the way it is, Robert.
Yes.
And ¿y estabas chiflado?
No.
Ah.
No. My mother was a disciplinarian. She had to
Well,
be.
she had to.
She had to be.
Yeah.
With keep us in line.
Yeah.
But she took us to. She sent us to St. John Berchmans.
Yeah.
You know. With,
Well, it was right there. It was
yeah.
convenient.
With the money that the government provided for us after my dad's death.
Yeah.
We got to buy the house, a new car. So we lived well.
Yeah.
We were never underprivileged. We lived real well.
That's what I tell people about my house. Dad worked at Lackland, so we had good insurance. We had a color TV. We had a brand new car.
Right, yeah,
So we lived very well. Compared to friends that I knew at Edgewood who still had the outhouse,
Yes.
who still boiled water to take baths.
Well, when I go to breakfast with these guys, I listen to their stories, and you don't want to say anything because we never went to the Piscas.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And a lot of our students had to go because of economics, the way they lived, and so we were very fortunate. Not because my dad died.
No.
Because of the end result, I was dead.
Of course. Now, when you were living over there off of Couples and you were coming to Edgewood, were you taking a bus?
There was no bus service.
I know. I was going to tell you there were no buses.
There was no buses from Thompson.
Yeah.
We had to walk all the way to Cerrado, catch a bus there, and then take us to school. In the afternoon,
The loop.
the loop, and then in the afternoon catch a bus back and walk back to.
That's why I'm asking you, because I know that stuff. Wow, mijo, you stop and think about it. Those were long walks on a rainy or a cold or a hot day or whatever.
Yeah.
They were long walks.
And there was nothing in our neighborhood. We had one grocery store, and that was it. Because the nearest street was Frio City Road.
Yeah.
Which was across the tracks.
Yeah, across.
And the next school bus was Cerrado, or city bus.
Sure.
So we were kind of like isolated. That's why my friends from my neighborhood, we still see each other. We still see each other every last Friday of the month. We're called the Lords of Brentwood.
Aww.
Yes, sometimes we get 20, 25 guys show up for breakfast from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
We still keep in touch. We still see each other. And so Brentwood has never died.
Yeah.
It's still there.
Well, I remember my daughter, who is 34 right now, she says, Mom, when she was little, will my friends be like you and your friends? Because I still see all of our elementary friends and middle, Escobar friends and Edgewood friends. I see them all the time.
It's neat, right?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. I tell people, I said, these 2 girls, there was a fence between us. We were 3, 4 years old. And we still see each other, and I love you, and hugs and kisses, and this is beautiful. And sure enough, thank God, she still has her friends that she met in elementary, and they still see each other. And
that was one of the primary reasons why I did not re-enlist, was because I was already overseas. I already had my first son, and I told my wife Gloria, I want him to grow up like I did, in the same neighborhood, the same friends. Play ball, grow up together, and it happened.
Yeah.
They lived in the same neighborhood. They went to Anson Jones. They went to Jay. They went to St. Mary's. they also see their same friends
Sure.
and play golf, and of course now they're professional people. But,
Yeah, yeah,
but they see each other often.
yeah, yeah.
It's a click.
Of course, of course. Robert, is there anything else you want to talk to us about? I'm going to leave it open to you. Anything that you've been thinking about this past week since I spoke to you, and you said, man, I hope I remember to say this.
Well, yeah, I do want to mention one thing that I think is not pertaining too much to me,
Yeah.
but to my dad. Because when my dad was in Korea, before he went to Korea, he already had 5 children. Okay. When the war broke out, he came from Mexico and became a citizen. And he loved this country. So he told my mom, Victoria, I'm going to enlist. She said, what for? You got 5 children. You got no business over there in this way. He told my mom, if I don't go, who's going to go? If everybody thinks like you, they're going to come over here and we're going to lose everything we have. So they turned it down twice. Third time they took him, okay, and they took him to the front line. When he was over there, he got frostbite on both feet. I got the last letter he wrote the day before he died. My mom wrote a letter. He said both feet were frozen, and they asked him if he wanted to go back to get treated. That next morning, they were going to advance. In the letter, it says, they've already told us more than likely we're not going to make it. They're preparing us. So he said, I chose to stay with my unit. And the next day, they killed him. So to me, that's always been a sense of pride in his name. And the things we do in our family is to bring recognition to my dad's family name. So when you say Perez, you don't say cualquier nombre. There's pride behind it.
Yeah, there's pride. All you have is your name. That's all you have.
And I pass it on to my children.
Yeah.
So you be proud of
Of who you
your name,
are.
who you are, where you come from, because you come from stock.
Oh, Robert, I'm so glad you said that. Thank you so much. Anything else? Yvonne, any questions you have for Robert?
No, just to
Robert, you have impressed us tremendously with pictures and with your history. Do you have anything else you want to add before we end our interview?
Yes, I like to add my boxing career stats.
Okay.
When I ended my boxing career, my record was 57 wins, 7 losses, and 32 knockouts.
Oh, gee.
That was 2 Golden Glove championships, 1 Air Training Command championship as a lightweight, and 1 Air Force Worldwide Featherweight Champion as a featherweight. That was my overall record.
Okay, I am not going to push Richard onto you because you're going to kill him.
You want to keep videotaping?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I know, but you're going to talk about your retirement. What did you retire from?
I started working at HEB when I got retired, and I worked there for 2 years. And then I went to Austin to work for 2 years as a boiler maker. And then I came back to San Antonio, and I got a job at Swift & Company, which is a packing house. Packing house. I was a maintenance mechanic there for 20 years, and I retired from there. Then I went to work for City Public Service at the power plants as a journeyman mechanic, and I retired there for 20 years service.
Jeepers, mijo.
Yes. And then when I retired, I got hired at Lackland to teach a boxing class for 3 years. And then at home, I had a aerobics class where the ladies would come in, I would work them out, and then that's enough. So now I just go in my man cave, drink my Miller Lite, watch my Spurs.
And meet the guys for lunch.
And the guys for lunch, go to karaoke.
Breakfast, karaoke.
Yes, we go to Eagle Pass. But I need to mention, I've been married to my wife for 57 years, and I met her in high school.
Yeah.
I met her since high school. The love of my life, the mother of my children, great-grandmother, soon to be a great-great-grandmother, soon, another 3-4 months. And I wouldn't trade her for anybody in the world. I always wanted to admit that. A lot of guys say, oh, yo mero. No, yo no nada. Allá mero. Sí, You'll meet her one day.
And she was a Red Raider. They lived right behind Las Palmas, the old, well, Las Palmas in that vicinity back there.
And Minnesota, she
Yeah.
came into Minnesota.
Yeah.
I had a hell of a time going to see her.
She said,
Porque no había bus o porque.
no, she said that the barrio boys would throw rocks, jumping.
Yeah. No me querían.
But no, you've taken one of the pretty girls.
Robert, thank you so much. Thank
No,
you so much for
y'all.
being
Thank
here.
y'all for-
And we're going to enjoy sharing your story.
When are you gonna show it?